Going on, everyone? Welcome, Rabid here. As we know, Veriscoin had a pretty nice pump. I took some profits. Did you take some profits? Let me know down in that comment section. So what I did with my profits is I did order 2 more 7950X rigs here, and I got everything else already together. They just needed CPUs, so I did get that. And then the change I left over, I did purchase some Spectre just to kind of get my bag up to where I wanted. I am trying to hit over 1 million coins for Spectre, so I did buy another 140,000. So we're getting pretty close to that. But today we're going to be putting together, or I guess preparing for those new CPUs, which should show up in a couple days here. So let's get into it. I want to go through a couple things also actually before we do that. Is I raised the roof. So I put this up a little bit higher here. That way I should be able to stack. So I'm going to take the 9950X and I'm going to combine it with this one right here. And I'm going to take these two and stack them up on this one. And then I'm going to have those two on their own separate ones, 7950Xs together. And then I'll figure out where to place them when they do show up. But right now, that's kind of what I'm going to be doing here. Another thing I am going to be working on, as we know, we have the Antminer L9 hashing away right there. Absolute beast mode when it comes to script. And I'm slowly starting to set up the silence mode for it. So I do have the fruit kits and everything. So I'm going to be kind of running the ducting from that all the way across the roof here and right beside the fan there, so it blows right out the window. And that's kind of how I'm going to run the silencing thing. I'm still trying to figure out if I have enough with this ducting to get over there. I should be able to, but that's kind of what I got going on right now in the mining farm. Now back to what I originally wanted to do, is preparing for those 2 new 7950X rigs. So let's get things together. So here is that 9950X rig that's still hanging out kind of in my workstation room using extra power. I kept blowing breakers. I'm maxed out over here pretty much. I can't really do much with everything I got running here. So it's nice to actually get this onto the 240 volt. We pretty much tested it on everything, so we're good in that aspect. There is some new BIOS updates coming, so I am going to want to test this again very, very soon. So that sucks that I'm moving it over there, but I don't want to wait anymore. I do got to prepare for those other rigs. So what I'm going to do here at the get-go is obviously we're going to shut this thing off. We don't just start ripping things apart while it's running and plugged in, but I'm going to be taking this complete motherboard and everything right off of this stand here and putting on that other one I just showed you. That way I can take my other motherboard, which I already have one right here for 17950X. So I'm just going to pretty much clamp on the other motherboard right here, and everything should be prepared, just waiting to install some CPUs. All right, so there we go. I got it all together. I put in the 24-pin splitter because I do run power supplies off a single 24-pin that splits to the 2 motherboards 24 pins here. Most of you guys are aware about that. I also use power supplies that have 2 CPU outputs. So there's individual power cables going to each CPU on each side. And this is pretty much it. We got this rig together, 9950X and a 7950X 3D right there. So now I got to take this to the other room, hook it up, stack it up, and hopefully everything still works. All right, so I got them on and stacked up, and they seem to be detected. As you can see, there's a CPU mining rig on each side of these things. And coming in to kind of look at them, you can see right here. So that is not very much space being used, but in this section here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and in the back side, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we have 8 CPU mining rigs in this small little space. This is about half an Octa right now, X12 worth of CPU mining rigs in terms of space, but we got 8 rigs. So in theory, I could put another 8 in front of it. We could have 16 CPU mining rigs at about the same amount of space as a single Octa X12 holding 12 GPUs. Just to kind of compare those stands, you can see right here, we got 2, 4, 6, but look how much room these are actually using with this older style that we're using here. So stacking them up like that saves a lot of space and really helps for people that are looking into density and don't have room. You can find ultimate stands there in order to utilize more space saving options. So now it is time to get the rest of the build ready for those CPUs when they do arrive. So right here, we do have one motherboard here. So I got to get the other motherboard mounted here. I am going to flash. I'm not going to show it all. You know, I'm pretty sure you guys know how to flash Hive OS and stuff onto hard drives. I do have dedicated videos for that if you're looking for that. So be sure to search those up. But yeah, I'm going to flash the drives and everything, install, have everything ready so that when the CPUs arrive, all I got to do is put in the CPU, put in the cooler there, and then turn these things on. All right, guys, so everything is now complete. Everything is put together. We got the CPU power in on both sides. We got the 24 pins connected on both sides. All we need to do, and I got the SSDs, better point that out, they are in there. RAM is in there, so all I got to do here now is wait for the CPUs to show up, install them, put on the cooler, plug them in, set up the BIOS and everything, and we should be hashing away on both rigs. So let's just kind of turn it here, just so you guys can see here. So we're going to turn, oh, I almost snapped the motherboard there. We don't want to be doing that. That would be bad. And then over to this side, we can see exact same thing. Power's plugged in down here, 24 pin here. The RAM here, obviously, and then we just need the CPU and stuff. So everything's all good to go. Hopefully by the end of the week, we can record and finish this thing up and have it up and running. If not, then we're going to have to wait till next week. But hopefully it does show up within 2 days or so, so we'll see what happens. Anyway, guys, building more CPU mining rigs. Let me know your thoughts and opinions. Are you building more rigs? Are you building CPUs, GPUs? You buying ASICs? What the heck are you guys mining with now with that bull run so darn close? Thank you for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Rabid out.